Hello. Well, I'm back. Vacation's always good. Coming home is always better. All the things you gotta do isn't good. Getting a few of them done is better. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard coming back. It really is. And, oh my, we are in the dog days of summer, and I don't know. That does not mean the dogs are the only ones that like it, but it is just horrendous right now. Oppressive heat. Uncomfortable. I'm not even hardly going out of the house. Hello, Guitar Nut. Thank you. I think I'm glad to be back. My first major announcement was hinted at in the Discord. I am going to go to 2 days a week streaming instead of 3. Now, this is probably partially because it's summertime and I am so busy that I am just feeling crunched. But I believe that what I was trying to do was have one of the streams to be a craft night. And I am finding that I'm less and less wanting to do that on stream. Switch over the setup, get the wheel moved away, and I just would prefer to keep the stream a spinning stream. So I have decided that my best attended streams are evening streams and the weekends. So I'm going to keep this time slot Sunday afternoon, and I'm going to go to Wednesday evenings. And I'm going to sneeze. I can't believe this. My nose is just like, you're going to sneeze. I'm going to sneeze. Maybe it'll pass. Anyway, so it'll be a Wednesday evening and a Sunday afternoon. I think that's a good thing. We'll see how I feel about it. And I just got to add my music too. I'll see how I feel about it when it's dead of winter and I'm bored. Or maybe Tour de Fleece. Of course, I always stream more anyway. So, but having said that, I'm looking forward to spending a lot of time spinning because I haven't touched the spinning wheel the whole time. Vacation went great. It was good traveling, which, sometimes you can sit in traffic and it's just so tedious. But it was good traveling, but it was also very hot there. And I couldn't enjoy being outside on screen and porch. I couldn't enjoy the heat. So it's not our best time to go. We had a little bit of business that we had to take care of, and we got that taken care of. And that was one of the reasons for the trip. So, yeah, I like Florida a lot better in the winter, not the summer. So I hope everybody else is doing good and having a good start to school season if you've got kids going to school. My grandson got there a grand total of 1 day, the first day, and they closed the school down because they had a fiasco. It's probably been on the news. It's been on the national news everywhere, I think. It's just... the buses didn't get kids home till 10 p.m. And, the whole world now knows about it, right? It was a disaster. And they are still going to take off the next 2 days. Why can't they handle this June and July when there is no school? I don't really understand, except I will sympathize with the school. They are short bus drivers. That's a hard job. Be safe. Don't let the kids get to you. What do you do when a fight breaks out, which it always does? It's a hard job. And I think they do have trouble keeping people long term. So, yeah, I think that's another part of it, was they just didn't get their staff in order soon enough for them to get the routes and all of that. And then you have the added disadvantage that sometimes kids don't get on the right bus. They might get on the right bus at home, but at school, I'm sure that first day is a big disaster too. I am saying this as a person who's never ridden a school bus. I lived next to the school the whole 12 years I went to school and high school. I mean, literally right next door. But I can sympathize that there's just a lot of problems, and they need a not throw this all into let's start school like let's do if you're going to start on a Thursday, let's do Thursday and Friday half days, right? And get things sorted out. So that's just me. I'm just ranting and raving. So my grandson got to school one day and hasn't been back. I'm pretty sure he will be, though. It's a rule. They have to go. I am going to be finishing up this bobbin that I was working on before I went on vacation. It's a Polworth. It's this lovely gold, a little bit of brown, touch of green color. After that's done, I intend to spin this and ply this with that. So, we didn't change any goals while I was gone, let's put it that way. And I can talk while I'm spinning, so let's go to the spinning wheel. My music went away. I turned it down too much, I think. Oh man, it is so warm. Hi, Dandy. I am doing good. I have just come back 2 days ago from vacation. Vacation was good in Florida. I hope you are doing well.
My name's Jorge Gaviria, and this is my business.
What is up with the ads?
I chose my Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because I earn
They're doing it every other song. Okay, I gotta change music here. Sorry about this. Let's see here. What in the world did they change? I used to use that. We'll try this one. I used to use that channel all the time. I didn't have that kind of ads. Maybe they keep track of ad time somehow. I've never really known how they do ads. So, it's just around the corner. And when school starts, it's always hot and everything. And State Fair starts Thursday. It's always hot for the State Fair. I have never understood a State Fair starting the same week the school starts. You start a new blanket today. Oh, that's good. Your crochet blankets are nice. Do you find friends to give those to, or donate them, or have a nice supply yourself? I see when you're working on one, but I never really hear if you're making them for somebody specifically, Dandy. I confess, I don't make a lot of things for other people. A few things now and then, but it's usually for me. But then I don't knit as much as I spin, and the yarn has different uses it. I don't normally do not consider gifting something with handspun yarn because I'm not sure the recipient would know how to wash it and handle it. So I have so much more of that than I do commercial yarn, except sock yarn. I buy sock yarn because I like sock madness. And I like knitting socks. Nice small portable project. A musician friend of yours is having, somebody's having a baby, so you're thinking of making a baby blanket. Oh, I love excuses to make something for a baby. You know what I like? I have a whole library full, in my books, these knitting books that were put out by the yarn companies in 1940s and 50s. I love those patterns. The one thing I found that whatever they have for women are quite small, and it may be true for the men too. I don't really know, but that's an excellent source for baby patterns. They were real big on knitting little cardigan and matching booties and hats and all that. That was all the thing back then. And I love those old patterns. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get more of my hands. There we go. Yeah, speaking of knitting, I was talking about the state fair. I took my yarns in today and my fiber that I dyed. So, my stuff's there for judging this coming week, and then Thursday the fair opens. We are not going until Saturday. We are going to go on Saturday. I had, you say what you're going to enter and pay the entry fees, and the entry fees are based on the department. So you pay a department fee, and then you can enter as many classes as you want in the department. So if the department is textile arts, they have various textile arts like latch hook and weaving, but you just pay one fee and you can enter whatever you want. And one of the departments is knit and crochet, not with hand spun, just regular commercial yarn. And when I was filling out my thing in entering last June, I got a bug and I thought, I'm going to knit a pair of socks and enter them, and I'm going to knit something with my hand spun yarn and enter it. Well, I started the hand spun. I started an Angora scarf, but didn't finish it and kind of forgot about it. And I totally forgot about I think I'll knit a pair of socks, right? And I didn't have any, I've got some in progress, but I didn't have any completed. And I didn't really realize it until I went in today and picked up the actual tickets. Now, it used to be that they'd mail the tags that you put in, I say ticket, but the tags that you put on each item, right, that the judge uses to mark. And, they used to mail that to you, and you'd have 2 weeks. And sometimes that was enough time for me to catch and do something that I was going to do and forgot, right? They didn't mail them. Today was the first time I saw the tickets. I probably should start writing more things down. I don't seem to have the memory I used to. So, I also didn't write it down and totally forgot. And I saw those 2 tickets today and I was like, oh man, I could have been knitting on my vacation. I purposely decided not to take knitting or any craft work on this vacation, but I could have. That's how it goes. I figured socks was an easy one because I'd finish a pair for Sock Madness. Well, it turned out this year I didn't even finish Sock Madness, so I didn't have a pair of socks that were done. Unfortunately, when I got home, it took me 2 days to get the skeins of yarn ready because they were washed. I had to reskein them so they would be pretty. But when we got home, Newman is not doing good. He is acting as if something hurts in his back legs or back end or something. If you pick him up, he'll cry. If he goes to jump, you know how they push with their back legs? He cries. And I have felt him over as much as I can. I've felt his feet. I cannot find anything. And he's 11, maybe 12 years old. We don't, exactly know. And I'm wondering if he's got... It's one of two things. He jumped off of something high and hurt himself. Or he's got arthritis. That's hurting. A couple months ago, he went through a spell, but he had a bite. Remember he had a fight? And he had a bite, big wound on his back, and we just attributed that to the wound. But I can't find anything wrong with him. Now, I suspect he did have a fight while we were gone. He was here. He had access to a cat door. He'd go in and out, and yeah, I only have one carrier. That would not work. Darn it. They got to go separate times. I only have one carrier. But anyway, I'm going to wait and see on Newman. If he just needs a couple days, because like if you and I pull a muscle or sprain an ankle, and it swells for a while and then it gets better. But he's very clingy. He has been on my lap every possible minute that I could sit down the last 2 days. So he's he's just like being like a kid that hurts. Yeah, Twitch has her appointment. Twitch is going to the vet on the 24th. Twitch is home. She stayed at my daughter's, and everybody at my daughter's house fell in love with her, including some friends. And I told my daughter, I said, I'll rehome Twitch if I know she's going to a good home. I don't have a problem with that. She doesn't have to live outside and on the front porch. But she had to stay in the basement, which is nice. It's a finished basement, right? She had comfy chairs and she had all sorts of places to sleep. And she had company because that's where the laundry was, and they're running laundry all the time. So, and my daughter's family really did fall in love with her, but my daughter has a cat, and once again, the cats weren't happy about each other. They didn't want to make friends. So, anyway, Twitch is home. She's getting her lap time when we go out and sit on the porch, and her she's sleeping on the comfortable chair. She's got a box with a soft towel in it if she wants to sleep in that, up on the table so it's off the ground. And once she gets fixed, then I'm going to start the process and see if I can get her and Newman to at least tolerate being in the house together. We'll see. We'll see. Or maybe she'll find another home. But she's got to get fixed, and I seem to be the one that's got to do that because nobody else is volunteering. My daughter did look into the Humane Society free clinic, but it was booked all the way through into September, so I said, that's all right. I'll just take her with the vet. Yeah, if he is, I feel like he is pouty. You're right. He really, really is attached to us. So, that's probably it. Twitch, while we were on vacation, spent the 2 weeks in a refinished basement, which was because my daughter has a cat and the cat is in the house, and I would not have let Twitch be outside because she was in heat. I knew she had to be inside. I couldn't have her inside at the house here. And so, my daughter said, bring her over, I will put her in the basement. And it worked. It worked real good. And when I went to pick her up, my daughter was down there with her, and I was coming down the stairs and talking, and Andrea said, well, Twitch, why don't you go see her or whatever? And I sat down, and Twitch ran right over and sat down on my lap. So she didn't forget me. She didn't forget me. Yeah, hopefully they come around. I've combined cats before, but it's been a long time. And Newman's been the only cat for a long time. Like, he's old, he's up there in years now. So, and I've found that female cats cohabitate better if they're all female than a male in the mix. Especially if they're competing for attention or, Newman is not going to be happy if Twitch is sitting in my lap, and she's not going to be happy unless she's sitting in my lap. So. It's frustrating. But one thing we did break is the 2 weeks that we were gone and she wasn't on the porch, nothing is coming at night and eating her food. They'll find it again, unfortunately. It's only a matter of time, but we have raccoons that live in the eaves above the porch, and I haven't heard them for a while. I believe they're off to whatever they use for their summer place, because it would be too hot, right, in the summertime to be up in the eaves. So I'm sure they go to by the creek and find a nice shady den or burrow in the ground or whatever. Maybe they go under the house. I don't know, but I'm sure they're looking for a cooler place, and they're only really up there in the wintertime. They have their summer house and their winter house. Oh, this feels nice.